Adrian had always been a restless sleeper. His dreams were a blur of shifting landscapes, fleeting emotions, and forgotten moments, until the night she appeared. She was unlike anything he had ever seen. A radiant figure with silver blue eyes that shimmered like moonlight on water, long hair that floated like mist, and wings so translucent they seemed woven from the night itself. She called herself Serafina, and when she spoke, her voice was like the gentlest lullaby, soothing his weary soul. At first, Adrian thought she was just another fragment of his imagination. A beautiful illusion conjured up by his tired mind. But every night, she returned. And every night, she whispered to him, words of comfort, of wonder, of love. "You are not alone, Adrian," she would say, her fingers trailing over his cheek like the touch of a breeze. "I will always be here." And slowly, inevitably, he fell for her. But there was one problem. Every morning, the moment his eyes opened, he forgot. It was like trying to hold onto a fading melody, one he could hum in the dark but never remember when the sun rose. He would wake up feeling an ache in his chest, a sense that he had lost something precious. But no matter how hard he tried, he could never recall what it was. Days turned into weeks, and the cycle continued. Every night, Serafina would appear, and every morning, she would be erased from his memory. It tortured her. She had always known the rules of her world. Dream fairies could visit the minds of humans, bring them peace, even touch their hearts, but they could never be remembered. The waking world was not meant to hold them. But Serafina had broken the first rule. She had let herself love him. "Why do you always look so sad?" Adrian asked one night as they sat beneath a dreamlike willow tree, its leaves glowing in the darkness. "Because I love you," she whispered, "and you never remember me." Her words struck something deep inside him. He didn't understand, but he felt the truth of them. Every morning, he woke with a hollowness in his heart, as if something had been taken from him. That night, as they lay beneath a sky swirling with constellations that had never existed, Adrian held her close. "Let me remember you," he begged. "Please, Serafina, I don't want to forget you anymore." Tears welled in her eyes. "If I do that," she whispered, "you might lose me forever." "I don't care," he said. "I'd rather remember and lose you than never have known you at all." Serafina hesitated. She had never broken this rule before. If she granted his wish, it could mean the end for both of them. But she loved him too much to say no. That night, as Adrian slept in her arms, she placed a hand over his heart and whispered an ancient incantation. "Let him wake with the truth. Let him hold me in his memory, even as the dawn takes me away." A golden light shimmered between them. A soft hum filled the air. And for the first time, Adrian dreamed of more than a fleeting love, he dreamed of a life with her. He saw them laughing under skies that never changed, their hands intertwined as if they had never been apart. He saw her wings reflecting the starlight, felt the warmth of her touch lingering in his soul. And then, morning came. Adrian's eyes fluttered open, his heart pounded, and he remembered everything. Serafina, her voice, her love, the way she had held him, the way she had promised she would always be there. But as he sat up, his chest tightening, he realized something horrifying. She was gone, not just gone from his dreams, gone from existence. Adrian refused to believe it. If she had been real, if what they had was real, then there had to be a way to find her again. He scoured old folklore, ancient myths, searching for any mention of dream fairies, of lost loves trapped between the waking world and the dream realm. He visited mystics, scholars, anyone who might have answers. "You shouldn't remember her," an old woman told him when he described Serafina. Her voice was filled with both awe and pity. "Dream fairies only exist in dreams. If you remember her in the waking world, then she has been erased from the place where she belongs." Adrian's heart sank. "But if I can remember her," he said, desperation clawing at his voice, "then she's not truly gone." The old woman studied him, then slowly nodded. "There is a way," she said, "but it will cost you everything." Adrian stood at the edge of a vast, endless lake, the place where the barriers between dreams and reality were thinnest. The water shimmered like liquid silver, reflecting not the world around it, but the world hidden beneath. To return to her, he had to let go of reality. He had to dive into the dream and never wake up again. He hesitated. If he did this, there would be no going back. He would never see his family again, never walk the earth as a man. He would become something else, something in between. But then he saw her. Her reflection in the water. Serafina, standing just beneath the surface, reaching out for him with tears in her eyes. Without another thought, Adrian stepped forward. The water swallowed him whole. And in the depths of the dream, where the waking world could never reach, he opened his eyes and saw her smile.